Oh, hi! As you've probably noticed, I'm not at home today. I'm here visiting the Red Fort in New Delhi. Even if you've never visited the Red Fort, you might have seen this magnificent red building on TV on Independence Day, where the Prime Minister unfurls the flag of India before making a speech to the nation to mark the occasion. Notice the flag of India flying atop the Red Fort. This flag was adopted by the First Constituent Assembly of India on the eve of our independence from the British. Although other flags have been used by different groups in India in the past, this has been our flag for the last 75 years. Our flag has 3 horizontal stripes of 3 different colors and a very unique wheel in the middle with 24 spokes. This wheel in the center of our flag is called the Ashok Chakra, named after the Dharma Chakra or Wheel of Duty, first introduced by one of the greatest rulers known to history. This ruler, known as Priyadasi or more commonly as Emperor Ashok, was a very unique ruler. He was the first prominent king to connect with his subjects, the first Indian ruler to give up war and focus on governance, the first to adopt a new religion while in power, but most importantly, Ashok was the first to clearly think of his subjects as his own people and engage in public works projects, grain distribution efforts, and in defining a set of duties for his empire's citizens through edicts and inscriptions written in the language of the common people. These set of duties shaped the minds of the modern architects of India long after Ashok's material empire ended. A clear proof of this is our Indian flag, coins, currency notes, stamps, seals, and even buildings and monuments, all of which indicate that the founders of the modern Indian nation held Ashok and his principles very close to their hearts, even after almost 2300 years had passed. Namaste, Namaskaram, Sat Sri Akal, Adab, hi, and welcome to the History of India from our nation's textbooks. Let's begin by looking at the empire that Ashok inherited and built upon. Ashok's grandfather, Chandragupta Maurya, was the first ruler of the Maurya dynasty who had set up a large empire on the Indian subcontinent with the help of his advisor Chanakya. However, the area governed by the Maurya Empire was not a continuous area. They controlled large swathes of land and the roads and the rivers connecting the big villages and towns of the empire. They also controlled the transport of goods and people. Their empire had very unique political, governmental, and socio-economic systems. Let's look at their
political and governmental aspects,
and
socio-economic aspects.
Here we go, computer voice. The Maurya Empire was very diverse and it covered a large area with people from different faiths who spoke entirely different languages. We address the Maurya kingdom as an empire not only because it was so large but also because it was governed centrally with an economic system developed by Chanakya. Empires are larger than kingdoms and need to maintain large armies as well as treasuries for public projects. For these expenditures, officials were appointed to collect taxes on the king's behalf. These officials collected tax and tributes from farmers, herders, craftspersons and traders on a regular basis. Forest-dwelling people were not expected to pay regular taxes but supplied annuals and produce when required. With regards to the socio-economic aspects, trade increased across the subcontinent as a result of roads, waterways, rest houses, and reduced taxation introduced by the centralized system of government. This trade was conducted using stamped silver punch-marked coins made out of metal sheets or made of flattened metal globules. Associations of merchants, known as shrenis, organized the trade and also served as commercial and investment banks. These factors contributed towards the material prosperity of the residents of the empire. An important archaeological proof of this prosperity is the discovery of materials such as northern black polished ware.
We have hit a keyword. Northern black polished ware.
Wow, that was perfect, computer voice. Northern black polished ware is a hard, wheel-made, metallic-looking ware with a shiny black surface with a mirror-like finish, and has been solid archaeological proof of the advanced crafts practiced in the Mauryan Empire. When Ashok first came to power, he looked to increase the size of his empire by fighting wars to conquer territory. He attacked the neighboring state of Kaling, located in coastal Odisha. However, he was horrified by the violence and bloodshed and senseless killing he witnessed during the war. So much so that he decided to give up any further conquest even after winning the war. He focused instead on governance and improving the lives of his subjects. Ashok planned on good governance by focusing on three aspects. First, by spreading a uniform dham or set of societal rules inspired by the teachings of the Buddha. Second, by establishing long-distance trade and travel routes between his capital and provincial centers of his empire. And finally, by appointing committees and subcommittees to coordinate administrative and military activities. Ashok's dham did not involve the worship of any god or performance of any ritual. It was simply Ashok's message to his subjects about their duties, such as respect elders, show generosity towards sages and those who had renounced worldly life, to treat servants and slaves with kindness, and to respect all religions and traditions equally. He spread this message throughout his kingdom by inscribing it on stone surfaces, natural rocks, as well as polished pillars, and asking his officials to read his message to those who could not read it themselves. Ashok's inscriptions passed virtually the same message throughout his vast empire, from present-day northwest frontier provinces of Pakistan to Andhra Pradesh, Odisha, and Uttarakhand in India. This probably helped create a uniform code for his subjects to follow and helped the peoples of his empire to connect with one another.
We have hit a keyword. Inscriptions.
Oh, welcome back, Robot Voice. An inscription are words written or carved on a monument or in a book. The vast empire established by the Maurya ruler probably could not have had a uniform administrative system either, since the regions of the empire included very diverse populations and cultures. However, in addition to the capital city, provincial centers were established on important long-distance trade routes. Ashok extended strong administrative control in the capital city, and these provincial centers such as Takshashila, Ujjain and Swarnanagri to ensure uninterrupted trade and travel amongst his subjects. Proof of appointing committees and subcommittees to carry out efficient governance comes from examples from Megasthenes, a Greek envoy to Ashok's court. He mentions a committee with 6 subcommittees for coordinating military activity. Of these, one looked after the navy, the second managed transport and provisions, the third was responsible for foot soldiers, the fourth for horses, the fifth for chariots, and the sixth for elephants. From these evidences, we can see that the Maurya Empire was well administered with good governance policies. However, in spite of such policies, it did not survive for very long, and it came to a close within about 150 years of its establishment by Chandragupta Maurya. The inquisitive student might wonder that if it lasted only about 150 years, then why is this empire so important in Indian history? The answer to this question lies in the period during which the Maurya Empire was rediscovered by Indian historians in the 19th century. India was under colonial rule during that time and was a part of the British Empire. Therefore, the discovery of such an architecturally, technologically, and socially advanced empire was very, very exciting. Many Indian historians found the message on Ashokan inscriptions very unique and different from most other rulers, suggesting that an Indian ruler had been industrious, powerful yet humble, and served his people on the subcontinent. Emperor Ashok became an inspirational figure to many leaders involved in the freedom struggle. From archaeological and other material proofs, we learn that after the Maurya Empire, smaller kingdoms and chiefdoms came into existence in most of the subcontinent. In the next episode, we will learn more about the large and small kingdoms that emerged in northern, central, and southern India, along with some of the cities and centers of trade that developed in the period during and after the fall of the Maurya Empire. Until then, be happy, stay healthy, and keep on learning.